This is story very dangerous. It's 2:14 a.m. The deck of the USS Nimitz is alive with light, noise, and danger. The ocean roars below, engines scream above, and sailors in colored jerseys move with mechanical precision. Suddenly, a flash. A Super Hornet fails to catch the arresting wire. In 3 seconds, a $70 million jet and 2 lives hang between survival and the sea. This is the reality behind the Navy's most dangerous job, and why every flight from a carrier deck is a calculated risk. Since World War II, aircraft carriers have symbolized American power projection. Floating cities of steel, each home to thousands of sailors, capable of launching aircraft anywhere on the planet. But what most people never see is how fragile that power really is. The flight deck is called the most dangerous 4 acres in the world, for a reason. Temperatures soar to 150 degrees. Jet blasts can throw a man overboard in seconds. Every takeoff and landing demands absolute precision, on a moving target, often in rough seas and blackout conditions. The FA-18 Super Hornet, introduced in the late 1990s, became the Navy's backbone. Rugged, reliable, capable of both air combat and strike missions. Yet, despite decades of training and technology, even the smallest malfunction can turn deadly. Carrier aviation is built around rhythm, a delicate dance of speed, power, and coordination. But that rhythm is unforgiving. When something breaks, it breaks violently. The 2022 crash of a Super Hornet in the South China Sea. On June 8, 2022, a Super Hornet from the USS Carl Vinson was returning from a routine patrol. As the jet touched down, a sudden ramp strike, meaning it hit the deck too low, sent shockwaves across the carrier. The jet burst apart on impact, pieces scattered across the deck. 7 sailors were injured. The pilot ejected, surviving only because of split-second instinct. A Navy investigation later revealed a rare mechanical anomaly, combined with poor weather and turbulence. In those moments, technology met its limits, and human reflex took over. The deadly 2019 ejection off the USS Theodore Roosevelt. In 2019, another Hornet vanished off the Roosevelt during a night mission. The pilot ejected successfully, but his weapons officer didn't. That tragedy triggered a complete overhaul of seat sequencing systems and cockpit ergonomics. Every improvement in safety in naval aviation has been written in blood. The deck crew, unsung heroes. The flight deck crew, wearing color-coded jerseys, perform the impossible. Yellow shirts guide aircraft, green shirts handle catapults, purple shirts refuel jets inches from active engines. One mistake can cause a catastrophic fire. In 1981, aboard the USS Enterprise, a misfired rocket ignited a chain reaction, killing 14 sailors and destroying 8 aircraft. That moment changed how the Navy handles ordnance forever. Each sailor knows, when things go wrong, there is no escape. Only seconds and training stand between them and death. The engineering challenge. Every catapult launch generates forces up to 4 Gs. Arresting cables, made of steel and synthetic fibers, absorb over 50,000 pounds of force. A snapped cable can slice through steel, or a human being, in an instant. In 2003, a cable failure on the USS George Washington injured 8 sailors. Since then, the Navy has developed the EMALS system, electromagnetic catapults used on the newest carrier, USS Gerald R. Ford. Safer, more consistent, and fully digital, but still experimental. When nature strikes. In January 2023, the USS Carl Vinson faced 20-foot waves during flight ops. Wind shear disrupted several landings, forcing pilots to divert mid-air. Even the best technology cannot tame the ocean. The sea remains the greatest adversary the Navy ever faces. Carrier operations have evolved through pain, innovation, and sacrifice. Every crash leads to change. Redesigned ejection seats, new safety nets, AI-assisted landing systems. The Navy's new precision landing mode has reduced carrier accidents by 50%. Yet, the mission hasn't changed. Aircraft must launch and recover, day or night, no matter the sea. Each operation tests the limits of man and machine, and the courage of those who stand inches from danger. When you watch a Super Hornet soar off a carrier deck, it looks effortless, a display of power, control, and grace. But behind that beauty lies risk beyond comprehension. Thousands of tiny decisions, hundreds of silent professionals, and a single truth: there is no such thing as a routine flight at sea. For every jet that lands safely, there's a story of near disaster. A reminder that courage isn't just in combat. It's in the precision, the discipline, and the relentless spirit of those who face death every day, and still launch anyway. This is the cost of mastery. This is the danger of carrier operations,